Title: Don't let fear control your life. Embrace fear for personal growth. The role of fear in our lives. Fear. It's a universal emotion that everyone experiences at some point. It can stop us in our tracks, preventing us from pursuing our dreams or even living fully. But fear doesn't have to control us. Instead of avoiding fear, what if we embraced it? What if we saw it as an opportunity for personal growth and transformation? Fear doesn't have to be something to run away from. It can be a tool for growth. In this post, we'll explore how to stop letting fear control our lives and use it as a source of strength and motivation. Understanding fear, the source of our limitations. Fear is often the result of our subconscious mind protecting us from perceived threats. It has evolved to keep us safe, but it can also hold us back. Often we fear the unknown or the possibility of failure. However, it is important to recognize that fear is not the enemy. It's simply a signal telling us to be cautious. But we don't need to give fear power. Instead, we can use it to propel us forward. Fear often arises when we step out of our comfort zones. For example, when we face new challenges, we may be afraid of failing, losing control, or being judged. But instead of fearing these situations, we can see them as opportunities to grow and learn. The power of fear. Turning it into strength. Instead of letting fear control us, we can transform it into a source of power. Fear forces us to confront our limits and push past them. When we face our fears head-on, we grow stronger. Every time we overcome fear, we become more resilient, confident, and empowered. Fear has the power to teach us valuable lessons. For example, it can teach us patience, courage, and perseverance. When we are afraid of something, it often means that the thing we fear is also the thing we most need to experience in order to grow. Rather than avoiding fear, we can choose to embrace it and allow it to propel us toward greatness. Every step forward in the face of fear is a victory that builds our inner strength. Letting go of fear, taking control of your life. One of the most profound ways to reclaim control over our lives is to let go of the fear that has been holding us back. This does not mean ignoring fear, but rather not allowing it to dictate our choices. When we stop letting fear control our actions, we begin to live more freely and authentically. Letting go of fear also means living in the present. Fear often arises when we worry about the future or dwell on past mistakes. But when we focus on the present moment, we can take actions that align with our goals without being weighed down by worries. By letting go of the need to control every aspect of our lives, we open ourselves up to new possibilities. We allow ourselves to make mistakes, take risks, and try things that we may have previously been too afraid to attempt. Fear as a path to freedom. While fear may seem like something that holds us back, in reality, it can serve as a path to freedom. Fear frees us from the limitations we place on ourselves. When we confront our fears, we no longer allow them to define our lives. We become liberated from self-doubt and the fear of failure. By facing fear head-on, we release the power it has over us. We stop hiding and start taking action. This action creates momentum, and the more we take action, the less power fear has over us. In time, we become free from the chains that fear tries to bind us with. Embracing fear. A catalyst for growth. Embracing fear is not about being reckless or careless, but about acknowledging it and moving forward anyway. It's about stepping outside of our comfort zones and doing things that scare us. By doing so, we allow ourselves to experience life in its fullest. When we embrace fear, we also embrace the opportunities for personal transformation. Fear is often the signal that something important is about to happen. It means we are on the edge of growth and change. By stepping into that fear, we step into our true potential. Transforming fear into motivation. Fear can also be an incredible motivator. Rather than seeing it as something to avoid, We can choose to use it as fuel to propel us toward our goals. When we are afraid, it means that something important is at stake. Fear is our mind's way of saying, "This matters." Rather than letting fear paralyze us, we can turn it into motivation by reminding ourselves of what is at stake. We can focus on the reward of overcoming fear, rather than the risk of failure. This shift in mindset turns fear from a source of stress into a source of energy and drive. The freedom to choose, embracing fear and taking action. Ultimately, it is our choice whether we let fear control our lives or whether we choose to face it with courage. It's up to us to decide whether we will allow fear to hold us back or whether we will use it as a tool for growth and personal freedom. By embracing fear, we give ourselves permission to be vulnerable and take risks. We stop living in fear of failure and start living in the freedom that comes from taking bold, courageous actions. Every time we face fear, we are reminded that we are capable of more than we ever imagined. Don't let fear define you. Fear is an unavoidable part of life, but it does not have to control us. It is not the fear itself, but how we choose to respond to it. That shapes our lives. Don't let fear stop you. Instead, let it be the catalyst for your personal transformation. When you face your fears, you will discover a strength and resilience within yourself that you never knew existed. You will find freedom, confidence, and empowerment not by avoiding fear, but by embracing it and using it to propel you forward. So, the next time fear arises, remember that it is not a barrier, but an invitation to step into your power. Don't let fear control your life. Instead, let it fuel your journey toward greatness.